My name is Nikolai Cassio. Our professor, Anthony Ellerton, came to us with an assignment to create an app for social change, something to help individuals with autism or other disabilities navigate the world around them in a more natural and comfortable way. Our only other requirement was for an app that would be coded in Apple's Swift language with a function from Apple's AR kit. We went through a few different ideas for this app, including an app for dementia patients. We spent a lot of time watching autistic individuals and the struggles they have dealing with the world around them. Things which are simple for an individual of average social skill, such as ordering food, can be difficult and nerve-wracking for those with autism. Not to mention, discussing a menu with a restaurant employee can be impossible for nonverbal autistics. So we concepted an app where the user can go to a store, use the phone's sensors to determine which store they were at, interact with the menu to build the order all on their own, and then present the final order to the employee. No verbal communication required.
I'm Joe Gage. I mainly worked on the QR recognition for this app. We used and integrated the Apple AR kit to recognize a logo for the Chick-fil-A. Similar to the QR code recognition, we use a simple logo for the restaurant that your device will be able to scan in AR using your device's camera. We began with the sign of the restaurant, but the interference of the surroundings made it harder for the camera to find the image. With a simple logo, companies will be able to place their logo on the back of their registers for easy scanning access. When the image is recognized by the camera, the menu screen will be pulled up and you'll be able to add your items to the order list. We found that this is a simple way for someone on the low end of the spectrum to be able to access the menu of a restaurant with ease, not having to worry about confusing communication with the person or persons taking the order.
Hi, I'm Travis Volchka. I also worked hand in hand with the app's UI development with Ryan Wishkerson. I was in charge of the design for the app icon, as well as creating a set of image tutorials and making a system that allows a text-to-speech response. The image tutorials are used to communicate directions to people with autism in a much easier manner, and I created simple graphics that were easy to interpret. Each image shows a picture of the steps the user needed to take in order to navigate through the app. I decided to choose a blue color palette in order to create a calming environment and to keep the user relaxed while interacting with the device. The graphics are made with using vector shapes that keep the overall look simple and direct. In order to cover any type of communicative speech situation, I implemented a text-to-speech option in a responses page section of the app. The user is able to press the yes or no buttons to have the device repeat the chosen responses for them. There is also a text box that allows the user to type any sentence in their phone and relay the message back in a clear and direct manner.
Hi, I'm Ryan Wiskerson, and I was working with Travis on the app flow and layout. We dealt with the user interface and the interaction between the customer and the employee. We wanted to keep the app relatively simple. We also wanted the buttons and text to be easy to read and interact with. We initially had only a few pages. They consisted of a loading page, logo recognition, menu, response, order, and final order. After discussing our wireframe with Dr. Ellerton, we determined that it was necessary to add instructional pages for the user so that they had an easier time interacting with the app and knowing exactly how to interact socially and how to move throughout the process. The app would take the user from scanning the logo of the restaurant to standing in line, to ordering, to paying, to waiting for their food to be delivered. For nonverbal users, we included a response screen that allowed for a quick yes or no for simple yes or no questions, and also a text box that allowed them to type for more complex interaction and allowed them to use text-to-speech in order to actually interact with the employee at the register.
My name is Mario Towns, and I'll be talking about the data structure. The most important aspect of an expandable system is the data model. If the data model is set up correctly, it is easily extendable and flexible, fitting multiple situations. When done poorly, the data model becomes a limiting factor that restricts the direction the application can go in. Two key factors were taken into consideration when designing the data model. First was simplicity. In order to keep the application simple to use, the data structure had to be simple. Keeping the data model simple allows us to track very little from the user and prevents the application from having to move a lot of data around. Doing so keeps the application lean and focused so that users can reach the end goal as efficiently as possible. Simplicity works towards the second key factor as well. Extensibility may be even more important than simplicity. One of the plans moving forward is to add items to the menu, and eventually to add different restaurants to the application. The best way to do this was to design a format which allows as much flexibility as possible. A 3-level system was decided upon. The first level is the group level. It allows for logical groupings. These could be headings like entrees, drinks, or even specials. In the real world, most menus are already broken out like this, so it makes good sense to design a data model that replicates that. This is easy to convert, different menus into our system. So level 2 is the items themselves. These are the actual items the user would want to order. Milkshake, french fries, or a sandwich. These are actual items that the order would use, and level 3 is the specialization of those items. So a burger can have pickles and mustard, for example. Coffee might have sugar or cream. French fries might just have different sizes. So not every item will have specializations. Sometimes a cheesecake is just the cheesecake that the restaurant serves. There are many ways to implement specializations, and our data structure allows multiple implementations of this. In order to implement our data structure, we use JSON. JSON is a simple data structure that is easily transferred between systems. A large amount of data can be transferred in a relatively small file. Entire data structures can be built through a text file, and they aren't too difficult for humans to read either. Our data structure is simple, it's flexible, and is easy to put together. From here, we can easily add as much or as little as we need to the project, and it's really exciting to consider what we'll be doing in the future.
Now I would like to go through the finalized version of our app with full functionality. When you first launch up Venu Menu, you're going to be brought to a screen that's looking for a QR code. So you show it the business that you're currently at. Here's an instructional page of deciding what you would like to order. You're presented with the items on the menu. You can click on items and then add them into your order. We're going to get ourselves a drink and some chicken nuggets. Once you do that, you head up here to go to the order page. It tells you to wait in line because soon you're going to be presenting the total order at the cash register. You see here, you can see what exactly is on your order and the total items, or the total price of the items. Now finally you're brought to this screen where you can actually reply to the cashier. You can tell it either yes or no, simple responses like that. And for something more complicated that we didn't account for,
my name is Nick.
You can type it in and have text-to-speech read it out for them. This page basically is just accounting for anything that we didn't in the creation of our app, just in case something unexpected comes up. An autistic individual could easily adapt to the situation. Finally, you just go through the last couple of steps of paying for your order, stepping aside to actually wait for your name to be called, and then finally picking up the order.